We're back in our studio, and we have a very special guest on this edition of the Seacoast Sports Forum. Our special guest today on the Seacoast Sports Forum, a young man that we've been trying to get aboard for quite a while now, and lucky to have him here today with us. Exeter Bluehawk alum and also a Boston College alum who is going to be a popular man in the Major League Baseball draft in just a few weeks. Cody Morrissette, our special guest. Welcome, Cody.
Hey, thank you guys for having me on. Really excited to be here today.
Well, the summer is coming, and especially that date in July. It is July, right?
July 11th.
July 11th, 2 days before my birthday. And that's going to be a big day for you. Are you getting nervous, or?
You know, I'm not really trying to think too much about it, even though I have to a little bit. Got to do some workouts and stuff, but I'm trying to keep my feet where I'm at because I don't want to rush through this whole summer because it might be my last summer with my family, depending on that day in July. So, you know, I just want to enjoy time with them, enjoy being around Exeter, because who knows where I'll be at next year.
Cody, Sam Bruno here. Just wanted to know a little bit about the process of talking with scouts and representatives from major league teams. How is that happening with you? What's it been like?
So this fall we went through all of our meetings with pro teams, and I was fortunate enough to meet with pretty much every single team. So that was a pretty cool experience, talking to them, answering questions, and, you know, getting to know each and every one of them and them getting to know me. And it was a really cool process to go through just to have a major league organization interested in me. And, you know, once those fall meetings were over and the spring came around, I haven't talked to anyone. I just wanted to focus on being in college, being with my team, and just focusing on that and, you know, worrying about the rest this time of year. So now we're starting to get back into things.
Now, the process of workouts, you had mentioned workouts. Have you done any actual physical workouts with team representatives?
So we just ended this weekend, and I dealt with a little bit of a finger injury this year, so I'm getting healthy right now, but we have about a month and a half until the draft, so I'm going to be looking into workouts over the next month and a half.
Well, it didn't seem to bother you on the final game for the BC Eagles against Virginia. You had quite a game that day where you had 4 RBIs, you had a home run. You must have felt pretty good ending the season with a nice win like that.
Yeah, you know, it was a very up and down year for us, and I really just wanted to go out there and enjoy playing baseball with those guys one last time. It was the last time that team was going to be together. It was a very bittersweet moment, but you know, it could have been my last college game. I don't know what this year's got in store for me, but it was definitely a good way to go out this year.
Now, you and I spoke at Bill Ball Stadium a couple of years ago, and at that point we kind of reminisced about your days as a Bluehawk with the team with Kevin McQueen as your coach. Let's talk about your experience with the Eagles and Coach Gambino. The transition over the 3 seasons you've been there. Tell us how you think you've developed.
You know, I was just a kid from New Hampshire, Exeter, New Hampshire. Like, I didn't know like how everything would go when I got to college. It was very eye-opening when I first got there, and, you know, I realized, am I that good? Like, I questioned myself at times my first fall, and then I hit the ground running in the spring. Coach really believed in me, and he taught me how to work hard, taught me how to get through struggles, and taught me how to deal with successes. So, you know, I really felt that he helped me develop into not only a better baseball player, but a better person. And, you know, it just continued my sophomore year. I dealt with a little bit of struggles, and, you know, I had a really good spring, and I just continued to grow as a baseball player and grow as a person. And, you know, I'm definitely ready. I still have the opportunity to go back for one more year next year if the draft doesn't go the way I want it to this year. Mm-hmm. But I'm definitely ready for whatever chapter my life has in store for me next. And, you know, I wouldn't, if you told me when I left high school, when I left Fisher Cat Stadium in my last high school baseball game that this is the career I would have had, I would have told you you're crazy. I would have taken it in a second, but it's
There you
definitely,
go. There you go.
it's
I mean,
definitely it's been a crazy experience, and I couldn't have asked for anything more.
now you've changed a few things while you've been in school. You've done something with your swing, and I'm sure the coaches have helped you just with the approach of how you take a bat. You seem to be natural up there from what we see, okay? But obviously the coaches have been working hard with you to just kind of give you more pop or more confidence.
Yeah, so good stories. I've never actually changed my swing. I've just the only thing I've really worked on was my approach. Like,
Okay.
you're facing guys who are throwing 95 miles per hour with 3 or 4 different pitches night in and night out. And I had to change my approach when I first got there, and it's really becoming more and more advanced, and I'm starting to swing at more of the right pitches now, and I just want to continue doing that in the next couple of years of my baseball career.
Cody, have you pretty much focused on playing second base and as opposed to other infield positions?
I'll play anywhere. Like, I've focused on being the best at all three. Coach Gambino does that with every freshman infielder. He wants to make them understand the game from all 3 infield positions, so the game just flows easier and he can put guys in and out of these positions. So I've done a really good job learning those 3 positions, and I feel that I can play all 3 of them.
I know that you certainly want to play your game, but taking a look at Major League Baseball and the players who are playing right now, are there players who you look to as players that you like to model yourself after?
I was going to answer that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are 2 guys that are one guy's in the league. He's a bench guy for the Blue Jays. He's Joe Panic. He's one of the guys that I really admired growing up as a kid, because he played baseball at St. John's with my cousin. I watched him grow up in college and watched him go to San Francisco and win a World Series. He's a guy I like to model my game after a bit. And the other one's retired Hall of Famer Chase Utley. Like, I just loved watching him play as a kid. Like, just a dirt dog. Loved playing baseball. Sweet left-handed swing. So those are 2 guys I like to model my game after a bit.
The Phillies Chase Utley or the Dodgers Chase Utley?
I like the Phillies Chase Utley.
Okay, because he did play with both of those clubs. You were your senior year at Exeter High. I mean, you played football and were very, very good. You played basketball and you were outstanding. And then you moved on to the diamond. How did you get that all done in one year?
My parents, both coaches, like my mom, softball coach, she's about to go on a nice little run in the playoffs this year. You watch. But no, they really preached playing 3 sports and how it would help me develop into a better athlete in the long run when I finally focused on that one sport. And it just I love doing it. Like, I love playing the 3 sports. Anybody who tells their kid that, or any coach or anybody that says playing one sport's the best thing for you, is I will go out on a limb and say it's not right. Like, I think playing multiple sports helps you become a better athlete, and it helps you build more memories. Like, football, I have those memories of Friday nights on the football field, scoring a touchdown. Like, it's the coolest thing ever, getting up from that and seeing the place go nuts. It was so cool. And then the Friday night basketball game against Winnicott, like, hitting a big 3 down the stretch and seeing everyone go, like, it's just those memories and those experiences that'll help you develop more later on in your life. Because when I finally got to focus on baseball, I was like, I play baseball year round now. Like, I thought it was football season. Like, I just feel like those sports helped me develop and, love baseball even more after I played those sports.
What was Boston College like during the pandemic?
Good question.
This was the most difficult year ever. We had to it was pretty much we were on lockdown, especially as athletes, because we wanted to continue. Our goal before the year even started was to practice every single day together, and in the spring play every single game. So we all committed to it first week of the fall, and we didn't have one positive test in season in the fall or in the spring as a group. So we really did a good job in that case. We had a tough year, but it was pretty much on lockdown, getting tested 2-3 times a week, and just trying to stay out of the contact tracing situations. But you know, we bought into the 40 guys on that roster, and we all just tried to go one day at a time with one another.
I was just looking at a lot of the prospective scouting sites that are, taking a look at the upcoming draft, and a couple of things that I thought were really super. Peter Gammons, who was one of the all-time writers here in New England, is keeping an eye on you and speaks very highly of you. And another thing, some of the pro scouts are, Sam asked you who you modeled yourself after. A lot of the pro scouts are putting you in the same ilk of Ben Zobrist, who he's a all-around player,
right.
and he had a great career, and so it's going to be interesting to see how I don't like these guys that try to put numbers and all that. I just want to see you get with a team that's going to utilize you with your abilities to the fullest. That's all. And I'm sure that's what you're looking at too.
Hit it right on, hit the head right in the screen. That's exactly it. I don't like the numbers. They can say whatever they want. I just want to go to a team that truly believes in me, and I want to go and work hard. And the biggest thing I want to do is go to a team that's going to win. I want to go win baseball games. Yeah. I want to win a World Series in the grand scheme of things one day. That's the ultimate goal.
We've got the NCAA tournament coming up. Who are the teams that in the ACC that have a shot?
There's a lot of sneaky teams right now in the ACC. I think you can never count Louisville out of it. They're always good in the postseason. I think Florida State had one of the better pitching staffs I've seen in my 3 years here at college, and I think they have a really good chance at it. And you just can't. NC State's one of the teams that just can get hot and go on a long run. There's a lot of teams you got to look at the end of the year. Those teams that are hot, that are on 7-8 game winning streaks going into the postseason, those are the teams that are really going to make some noise down the stretch.
Being a former educator, I always have to ask you about your school and your major, and what are you enjoying in that part of your life at the Heights?
School's pretty hard at Boston College, especially for us athletes. We miss every Thursday to Monday with school this year in season. So it was very challenging. But I'm an applied psychology major, and I'm looking into going into athletic administration, teaching, coaching, counseling. I'm looking to go into any of those fields, and I haven't really decided what focus area I want to go into yet. But it's been a challenge. There's a lot of very smart kids at BC, and it's been fun getting to know them and fun trying to educate myself with them.
I was going to ask you about if you had a chance to have any contact with another Exeter Bluehawk alum and BC alum, Hunter Long, since he was selected in the NFL draft.
I wished him luck before the draft. I know a lot of the football guys in my class that knew where he was going to get drafted pretty high. So, I wished him luck and said, always representing Exeter, man, proud to be a Bluehawk. So it was pretty cool, wishing him luck. And, I left him alone after the draft. He's probably got a million people texting him. But, it's really cool to see what he did, especially I'd be at every football game that I could be, and seeing him out there, I was like, I played high school football with that kid.
Yeah.
He's out here on the big stage now, so it's pretty cool.
I think the thing I see between the two of you, that you're determined and focused in your respective sports, and I can see good things coming up for both of you guys. So, we're just rooting. I mean, I don't think this is like lightning in a bottle.
I think so.
To have two youngsters from the Bluehawk family and Boston College family move up to the pros. So we're pulling for you. I like I said a few minutes ago, I just want to see both of you get utilized by whatever team, and in his case, the Dolphins, and yours, whoever selects you.
Cody, what advice would you give to current Bluehawk players if they're thinking about wanting to play college level sports?
Yeah.
Make sure it's the right fit. I know a lot of kids are looking for the biggest school, all this stuff. When I committed to Boston College, it was the perfect fit for me. I knew it wasn't the biggest school. I was being recruited by Virginia Tech and Duke and all those schools, and I picked Boston College because they had the right coach. It was close to my family, and it was a great education. So for the kids, just continue playing the sport you can in college at whatever level that may be, and make sure it's the right fit for you. Like I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to play right away and play 3 more years of baseball, and I got even luckier to have the chance to get drafted this year. So I just want to tell those guys to keep working hard and make sure you go to a school that's the right fit for you.
Well, just for people who are watching the show tonight, just to pat you on the back a little bit here, you extended your career best hit streak to 16 games this year, tied for the 5th longest in BC history. You recorded your 18th multi-hit game of the season and 47th of your career, and you matched your career high of RBI with your 5th 4 RBI game. So the stats are all there, Cody. I think it's quite an accomplishment for you during your first years at Boston College. I'm going to wrap up my questions with the question. We've had other student athletes from Exeter High, Hunter, and people like that. And one of the things I always like to ask them, I don't like to put them on the spot, so I'm going to give you a chance to think about this, okay? I did ask you about football, basketball, and baseball. And just give it a thought for a minute. And is there a story that you can tell me about either that you remember about Coach Ball, Coach Holmes, or Coach McQueen that you can tell on the air?
There you go.
And I didn't mean to bring tears to your eyes.
And we will give them equal time.
Coach Ball might kill me for this.
That's always how the story starts. Okay?
Hunter said the
Long
same
said
thing.
the exact same thing.
Go for it, man.
It was actually like a recent story. It was over the quarantine when you couldn't really go into the high school. And Coach Ball with technology. Like it's
Yeah, we do.
he struggles with it a little bit. He's gotten better though, I will say. But just some of the funniest moments was, I think it'd be like every other day he'd have a Zoom call and you'd see him buzzing into our neighborhood, coming to ask my mom, how do I join this Zoom? How do I join this? Like every day it was just, oh my God.
Yeah, all three of the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The best is when he gets really mad in football and his mustache is like, just like a little bit. He's gotten mad at me a couple times for filming some snaps, so I've seen it a few times.
It was hand warmers with Hunter. He told the story about he was on practice with a hand warmer on, and Coach Ball took exception and kind of threw it into the stadium up into the rafters of the stadium. Yeah, I mean,
one more for you about McQueen. This is a good one. It was actually kind of the first time I got benched ever was by Coach McQueen. He got really upset with me slamming my helmet. He was the only coach to ever bench me in a game, though.
Wow. Okay.
That's an interesting
Keep
story.
that helmet on.
That's right.
That's right. It was the last time I'll ever slam my helmet. I'll tell you that.
Well, we asked the question of Hunter, and we'll ask it of you. When the time comes and you sign a contract with a major league team, have you got some sort of an item on your mind of some sort of a, I don't. What do you want to call it?
Reward?
Yeah, a reward for yourself. Yeah, let's call it that. Anything that you say, hey, I'd like one of those, or whatever. What will you do?
One of the first, I would like to buy my own car. That's something. My parents have been very generous in making sure I've had a car all these years. I really want to own my first car to myself. I think that's something. I don't know how much money I'm going to make, what it's going to be, but whenever I have enough, I would like to buy my own car and have that for myself.
Okay.
And something nice for the folks, because they put in a lot of time and effort for you guys over the years,
And you will.
I would be nowhere without my family. Like that's one of the reasons why I chose Boston College, is because of them, and they've been everything to me. So I just want to give them a quick shout out on here for them.
You will be the loudest person in the crowd at the softball tournament, I assume.
I'll be there next Wednesday. I think they got Rochester at home.
Well,
I might stay a little bit hidden, but I'll definitely be the most fired up there.
Of all the players that you played in the Cape Cod League with, and even some of the ones you've seen in college playing against, anybody that you see that was a real standout and that you see has got a lot of potential?
Yeah, Spencer Torkelson.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the #1 draft pick last year to the Detroit Tigers. You know, I've just never seen like he was a big kid, but I'd never seen anyone have an approach like he has and hit like he has. Like the kid was a very impressive person to watch play baseball. So you'll definitely be seeing him pretty soon in the major leagues.
Excellent.
Did you play against Vanderbilt?
I have not played against Vanderbilt. I've played
Okay.
against a lot of the kids on that team though.
Okay, I was curious about that Rocker kid, the pitcher, Kumar Rocker, whether or not you had ever faced him anywhere.
As a competitor, I really want to face him. I would love to face him and Leiter, but you know they're really good pitchers.
Because again, the Red Sox have the #4 pick, and they don't think that either of those guys are going to drop to #4, Leiter or Rocker.
If they drop to #4, the Sox are going to get a good one.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is just my last one for you. Who was the toughest pitcher during your college career that you had to face? And do you see that pitcher being somebody that you're going to have to face in the pros?
Yeah, it was Reed Detmers from Louisville. My first ACC series. I think he struck me out on like 10 pitches. Or my 3 at-bats, I struck out 3 times on 10 pitches.
Okay.
So you can do the math on that, but
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Good night, yeah.
But, you know, it was an eye-opening experience because I had never seen a lefty pitcher through hard with like 3 different breaking balls. So it was a pretty eye-opening but cool experience for me. And you know, he's in minor league baseball right now. So you know, I hope I see him again. I'd like to see if I've grown up since then and see how I do now.
There you go. Take him deep, brother. Take him deep.
I just want to hit a single off him. Come on.
Just let him have one. Boom, and say, "Yeah, we're even."
We're even now. We're good.
Okay.
We have this thing we do at the end of each show. It's called the 2-minute drill. Just anything we wanted to throw on the table. You know, it doesn't have to be about you or baseball. Anything you want to talk about. Just you got anything on your mind you want to throw on the table right now?
Yeah. Do you think the Pats get Julio Jones?
The answer is the way that they're spending money down in Foxborough. The answer is probably yes.
It could be. Could be. It's going to be interesting to see how that team shakes out this year with all the changes and the money they've spent. And it's going to be a fun game to watch, especially that opener.
Well, yeah, the Miami opener with
Miami
Hunter,
and Hunter,
coming to Foxborough. So
I said to Coach Ball when I did an interview with him, I said, "Are you going to be driving the bus to that road trip?" and Coach McQueen, he'll be taking us to a road trip wherever you wind up. I'm looking forward to that. That's on the bucket list, to take a trip and watch you in the pros. So we're rooting for you, guy. We really are. And July 11th will be a big day for all of us here.
well, I mean, we're pretty lucky that in this area we have a AA team in Portland, we have a AA team in Manchester, we have a AAA team in Worcester now.
Yeah.
So just a hop, skip, and a jump from lovely old Exeter to get there.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see different parks in different parts of the country. So wherever you wind up, we're taking a road trip.
I'm going to hold you guys to that. I'm going to hold you to that.
I know it's probably going to be Amarillo or somebody like that.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Amarillo.
Hey, last question for you guys. Are you more excited for the Hunter Long game, return home to New England, or Tom Brady returning to New England?
Me, it's Hunter. I want to see that Miami Dolphin. That's always been a rivalry. It goes back to our day when they used to call it "squish to the fish," and
Right.
And now the new thing for the Dolphins, their new slogan is "fins up." So I noticed that was the first thing they had Hunter say when he did an interview: "Fins up." So actually, it's going to be interesting to see both of those games. Tom Brady is amazing. I mean, you've seen over the years that you've watched him. He doesn't get any older. He just gets better. He's consistent. And I guess that's something for you and for Hunter and any young athlete is, again, stay focused. I think that's why Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He stayed focused. He stays true to himself. He has his regimen he goes through for health and fitness. And hey, look at it. He's 42? Is it 42 now?
Something like that.
He's in that early 40 range. So, keep it up. Just keep yourself going, and good things will happen. No doubt about it. We're looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, just trying to represent Exeter, man. Like, that's it. Like, I love these people back home. My brother, mom, dad, whole family. Like, the whole fan base, like everything. Like I just want to keep doing well for them. So.
Well, my last question for you is, what are you going to do between now and the draft? Just kind of kick back, relax, and play a little golf and whatever?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang out with my brother a lot. Try to get down and watch him play some hoops or watch him play. I think he's gonna play Legion baseball this summer. Just try to spend time with him because I haven't been around much.
There you go.
So,
well,
but hey, keep an eye out for that little man, the little Joshy. He's making noise. So you might be interviewing him pretty soon. So.
well, good.
Great.
We look forward to it. Well, thanks again, Cody, and we will check back with you after the draft is over and done with. And we've been, like I say, keeping tabs on you for years now, and watching your growth. And this is fun. This is something special for not only the town of Exeter, but just to see it happen. And fingers are crossed. And we'll check back with you soon. So thanks for joining us today on the Seacoast Sports Forum.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. I appreciate it.
That was a special interview. Cody Morrissette. We've been trying to get him for a while because he's a busy man.
Fine young man, a great representative of Bluehawk sports.
Yep.
And, he's the type of person, and his family in the town, all of them, are ambassadors of Exeter, and very important.
What I love about Bluehawk Nation is that, it is a family. Everybody's kind of pulling for everybody. And you mentioned that he played 3 sports at Exeter High, was successful at all 3.
Right.
And was able to, transition to baseball exclusively for his college career.
Sure.
And again, determination and focus, no matter what sport it was. You saw it on his face when he was playing.
Right.
I mean, I was at all those basketball games, so I saw how determined he was. And I was at that championship baseball game up at the Delta Dental Stadium. This kid has it. I mean,
and
that's what matters.
You think about how much we enjoyed watching his games in all those 3 sports. Mm-hmm. And how difficult it's been for the last year and a half on the students now. Mm. I mean, how hard it's been with the pandemic and the cancellations and the struggle that those students had to go through. And just hoping that things fall into place for them if they want to transition to college. It's been just so difficult for this group. I just wish them the best, and I hope things work out for them.
Oh, amen. And one thing I do say, during our Hunter Long interview, and Cody would know I did it every time at any of the banquets I attended, that it was, I said to the kids, look, enjoy these years you're in sports at Exeter High School.
Right.
Or whatever high school they're at. Because the majority of them, that's it. This is the high water mark. Some will get into the college ranks. Sure. Some will play and do well in college.
Right.
But to make it to a major league team, that's the odds, shrink. And so for these 2 young guys, they hit the chemistry the right way. So you can do it. It's not impossible to do it, but it's just going to be one of these situations where, this is lightning in a bottle for Exeter High School in particular for this particular year. 2, not 1, but 2. Being selected in major league drafts. So.
Well, coming up, Sherm, as far as Bluehawk Sports is concerned, it's going to be tournament time coming up.
Tourney time.
You and I are going to promise that we're not going to say anything about random seating in this next segment.
I know.
We've gone over it before.
Right.
We're going to let it pass, and we're going to let the students play.
Exactly. Exactly.
Although
I know.
We're just not going to say anything about it.
We went through this with our 50th episode with Jeff Collins, and I think we got the point across.
Okay, so let's start out first. Let's start out first with Division I baseball. And the Bluehawk baseball team, they're going to open up on Monday, May 31st at 3 o'clock. They're going to host the Dover Green Wave. And the winner of that game will set up a great game coming up on Thursday, June 3rd at 4 o'clock, will be against the team that's seeded number 1, which will be the Winnicott Warriors. So Kevin McQueen's club will face 2 Seacoast teams, hopefully knock off the Green Wave, and then set up that match against Winnicott. Over on the boys lacrosse side, the lacrosse team has moved on to the quarterfinals by virtue of their record. They're going to play the winner of the Merrimack-Dover game. So the winner of that game will play the Bluehawk boys lacrosse team on Saturday, June 5th at 5 o'clock. Girls lacrosse, the Exeter Bluehawk girls team They're seeded second in the tournament. They're going to take on number 3 Manchester Central. That's going to be Monday, May 31st at 1 o'clock. And the winner of that game will go up against the winner of Merrimack High School and Dover, coming up on Wednesday, June 2nd at 5 o'clock. And in softball, which we were talking about earlier today, the Bluehawk softball team is going to take on Spalding in the prelims. And that will be Wednesday, June 2nd, 4 o'clock. And the winner of that game will go on to face the winner of Winnicott versus the winner of Dover Portsmouth on June 5th. So again, first week of June is going to be a very busy time for tournaments. Boys tennis in the tournament. The Exeter team is seeded third. They're going to go up against Winnicott on May 27th. I checked that. That's today, so when we're taping this. Let's just say they win.
There you go.
And they're going to move on against the winner of Dover Spalding on June 1st at 4 o'clock. Girls tennis, it's going to be Exeter taking on Dover, and the winner of that game on Monday, May 31st, will go up against the winner of Spalding and Winnicott at 4 o'clock. So all the teams in action for Exeter High, and if you're looking to watch a tournament final at Bill Ball Stadium, I can tell you that it's going to be girls Division II lacrosse, which is going to be June 8th at Ball Stadium. So let me just double check that one more time. Girls Division II lacrosse, check that. It's going to be Wednesday, June 9th at 7 o'clock at Bill Ball Stadium.
So Bill Ball Stadium is going to be a busy place. And as you mentioned in our previous show, they've spaced these tournaments out to Holman Stadium, Bill Ball, and there's another one that we mentioned.
They're playing a lot at Bedford.
Bedford? Okay.
They're going to be there. And again, they're only playing finals at neutral sites. Okay? All the other games are being played at the higher seeds. Okay, in getting that done. So again, the challenge of getting through this pandemic year in high school, as Jeff Collins told us a couple of weeks ago, they did it.
They did.
A lot of states didn't do it, and New Hampshire has done it.
Yeah.
So
congratulations,
again, congratulations.
The ADs and the coaches and the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association for getting together and getting it done. Before we go into our 2-minute drill, I just wanted to just take a quick hitters on different sports. The playoffs in the basketball, Celtics and
pretty
Brooklyn.
sad, huh?
Yeah, yeah. That doesn't go far. Bruins, on the other hand,
look good. They're going to take on the Islanders in the next round. That should be a very good series. Playing in the Island, it's going to be a lot different for teams now because they're going to be playing in full stadiums. So the crowds are going to be back. So that's going to make a big difference.
and it does. And the Red Sox, right now, they're starting to get their legs back again. They wobble a little bit, but they're getting into, like you say, the heavy part of their season.
American League East,
Yeah.
New York, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Red Sox, 4 of the best teams in Major League Baseball, all in the same division. They're going to beat up each other.
Oh, yeah. And people said, oh, the Yankees, had a rotten start. They did, but don't count them out. Don't count them out.
Well, the loss of Kluber this past week is going to be an issue for them,
They reload.
losing a starter there.
Reload.
And, the question is, the Red Sox still have Chris Sale lurking in August and September.
Yeah.
So,
The surprise, though, has been Pivetta.
yeah, he's done pretty well.
Yeah,
And my man, Danny Santana.
oh, Danny Santana. And I got him for your fantasy team.
Oh, I know,
The Seacoast
I know.
Sports
Made it
Forum
just-
fantasy team.
just
Danny
made it just in
Santana
time.
will be part of your team forever and ever until he gets put back into minors.
Mine until he goes back to Worcester. I saw a clip the other day of Christian Arroyo, who was doing a rehab start in Worcester for the club there, and he's a Florida kid, and he couldn't pronounce the word Worcester. He could
Worcester?
Worcester. He wanted to say Worcester. He thought Worcester was that thing, and he apologized profusely that he couldn't say the word Worcester. Who for people who are not from our area have trouble with it.
Oh, yeah. You can tell whenever there's somebody that goes on to Boston TV and they're from some other part of the country, it's a nightmare.
So it's just the Woo Sox.
Hey, well, just one thing in baseball I wanted to bring up. I don't know, I'm sure you heard about it, but Cowboy Joe West, the umpire, who's been forever in the major leagues. He broke the all-time record for games behind, or not games behind the plate, but games umpired.
Yes.
Bill Clem from the old days had the record 5,376 games, and on the 25th of May, Cowboy Joe surpassed that mark.
So now he's on the Joe West retirement tour,
Yeah,
correct?
he's retiring at the end of the season.
So every ballpark he goes to, there'll be some sort of little...
Oh, they'll all, I think the managers will be throwing in bouquets. It was funny because he was interviewing with Mad Dog on Major League Baseball network, and it was funny because he says, I don't throw anybody out of the game. They did something to
Right,
cause
you're
it."
against the rules.
And we were just watching a game, Sam and I, the other day, where the pitcher came in and he had a foreign substance on the bill of his hat.
Right.
And West noticed it. So he basically just wanted the guy to get a new hat.
That's it.
It was just change out the hat.
We need to send the hat to Major League Baseball to be analyzed. It's like,
CSI.
It's like, yeah, exactly, CSI, MLB.
You know, so they take the guy's hat away, but in the meantime, the manager runs out and said the magic words, and then Joe gave him the hook. It's kind of a hoot. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. 5,736 baseball games, and he's one of the characters.
He is.
That have livened up Major League Baseball. The new generation of umpires, they're kind of just there in the background, and that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. 2-minute drill time. Anything on the
Well,
agenda?
I think what I wanted to talk about in my 2-minute drill was this past PGA tournament with Phil Mickelson, and the job that he did at 50 years old, with all the young guys going at him and being able to hold everybody off. It was really inspiring. But the image that sticks in my mind is him coming up the 18th hole and the crowd
Being swamped.
just enveloping him.
Yeah, that was scary.
Says to me, the pandemic is over.
Yeah, well, that was scary.
That was
scary.
Yeah, luckily he had South Carolina State Police around him, but it was scary with people holding their cell phones and, and all that type of situation. But for me, that was the image to me that said, sports is past the pandemic now. We're on our way.
Yeah.
So I guess that was a good feeling when I saw that.
And it was nice
I was worried about him.
And it was nice to see an old timer win one.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, this is the oldest.
Not that I've ever been a big Phil Mickelson fan. I am not. Okay.
There's so many guys on the tour now. I mean, there are a few Spieth and a few of them. They're names.
Yep.
But there's so many out there that I don't recognize anymore. Right. So it's just the same thing with any sport now. So I guess that shows I'm getting old. A couple of things I just wanted to mention. First off, I guess we're back in our studio.
Yeah.
So thanks to Bob Glowacki for getting us back in the studio for our 51st edition of the show. And it's a labor of love that we do this. We started as a radio show years ago and then worked it out to the cable. And thanks to Bob for taking it on, and he does all the behind-the-scenes things. Matter of fact, in the next show, if everything works as planned, we're going to do a running show,
right? Or
at least a feature on running, and Bob is going to be one of our guests.
Okay.
So we're going to put him in front of the camera.
Good. That's good news.
So thanks for being part of this, Bob, and then supporting us and getting us back in the studio. The other thing I wanted to mention, that I am retiring this shirt. I am retiring this shirt officially. People say, is that the only shirt you got? No, I have other shirts in my collection. But for consistency, I wear it. But so this is what and you got one coming your way. This is going to be the new Seacoast Sports Forum shirt.
Okie dokie.
You dig it.
We are in business.
You dig it, with the logo. And I got one for you.
Okay.
I have one for the coach, and I'll get one for Roger and anybody else that joins us on a regular basis.
Okay. We are going.
Maybe someday we'll have our own merch.
We'll have our own catalog.
Yeah, right.
1-800.
Well, so we're ready to adjourn?
I think so. And again, thanks to Cody Morissette.
Thanks to Cody Morissette. Yeah, that was very nice. Thanks for his mom, Kristen, for getting it coordinator for us because we've been trying to get him on for a while, but he's a busy kid. He's been busy at school and busy with the team, and so we're just happy that we got him on board. And
Make sure you give everybody how they can contact us.
yes, well, we're going to scroll that.
We're going to scroll that
We
now.
scroll
I mean,
that.
We're into
But
scrolling.
also, that's-
I mean, studio scrolling all at once. I can't handle all.
Oh, yeah. Well, also the fact I want to mention, too, the podcast. Thanks
Okay.
for bringing that up. It's catching fire.
Yeah.
People are listening because some people can't watch on TV.
Right.
And it's the same thing, but it's just an audio version of it. And they can catch it while they're going to work or whatever. And it's actually picking up some steam, and we appreciate people tuning in on that. And leave your comments. Seacoast Sports Forum at yahoo.com is one place you can get us, and Bob will send the rest of them underneath us here.
Okay.
And we like comments on the show, and anything you think we could do or improve it, hey, we're
That's
here.
great.
We're listening.
That's great.
And so until the next edition of the Seacoast Sports Forum, this is Sherm Chester for Sam Bruno. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Be sure to subscribe to Exeter TV on YouTube and hit the bell to get notified about new episodes of the Seacoast Sports Forum and other local content. Follow the Sports Forum team behind the scenes on our Facebook and Twitter pages, and send us your game footage and photos to our email. That's seacoastsportsforum.extv@gmail.com. This is Sherm Chester inviting you to join us for the next edition of the Seacoast Sports Forum.